gonna test out this Ego 880. That's the highest CFM. That means it's the most powerful blower they make right now. And it's the handheld version. It's not the backpack. It's even more powerful than the backpack. We're gonna put it to the test here in just a minute. I partnered up with Lowe's for this video on the Ego blower. They sent me this thing and they said, hey, see what it can blow. So, let's go. Before we tear into this box, let's go over what it claims. The 880 CFMs. If you don't know what CFMs are, it's the same thing as Pi 3 mins. These are airflow measurements. Interesting feature, I've never had a blower with a digital display on it. And this one claims it's got a 90-minute runtime. That's a long time. If you need the model number, there it is. The special arc lithium 56-volt batteries, they have a keep cool cell technology, which provides longer runtime. They're shock resistant and insulated, so they're not gonna get all messed up in the weather a bit. How about the warranty? You've got a 5-year warranty on the tool, 3-year warranty on the battery. Power beyond belief. I hope it's unbelievable. I'd love to see that type of power out of this. That's enough about the box. Let's open this up and see what's inside. We've got one of the nozzles there. We'll set that off to the side. We've got what appears to be the big tube that says 880 CFM on it. That's what's going to impress all your neighbors right there. Set that one off to the side. And then, oh, the spreader nozzle. That's really wide. That might come in handy. We're going to have to test that thing out. Now it looks like the blower itself, yeah, all wrapped up in its goodie bag here. Get that out of there. It's kind of stubby without the hose on it, but, you know, it looks pretty fun. We'll take a closer look at this thing in just a second. There's some stuff we need. I think these are, yes, the battery in that one battery there. And this kit came with two batteries. All right, put those off to the side. And what do we got here, like a logo for something? Oh, that's the strap. Okay, that's the strap. I'm gonna leave that in the bag for now. Here's some warranty stuff and the instructions. Last but not least, you've got the charger down here. And the first thing you're gonna wanna do is unbox those batteries and get them charging because they take about an hour each if they're completely dead. So let's get these batteries out of there and start charging real quick. And the first thing I noticed is that these batteries are hefty. They are pretty heavy duty. I mean, they're 56 volts. Closer look at the batteries. These things are absolute beefcakes. They're big and they're hefty. They're 56 volts, they're 4 amp hours, and they've got that keep cool technology, which you can kind of see here. It's vented out. I'm not sure if there's internal fans or not, but they're vented there and they're vented on the sides too. Vented in multiple spots. And that keep cool concept right there, that's gonna help the batteries stay cool while they're running so you get longer runtime, and helps them cool while they're charging as well so you can get faster charge time. That's 2 wins for the price of 1. You don't want to put one of these on the blower right away and start using it. You definitely want to charge the battery to full charge before you start using it. It's going to help your battery last a lot longer in the long run. Quick overview of everything that comes in the box. You've got the blower, the 2 batteries, you get the charger, and you get the 2 separate nozzles for depending on what you're blowing. And then you've got the tube to connect to the blower, and then you've got the strap to strap onto the blower if you need that, and then the instructions and the warranty stuff. That's all that's included in there, so let's get this one charging up. We'll start testing this crazy 880 out on some stuff. So let's get this thing charging up here. I gotta plug it in still. Okay, we got a charging indicator light there. We got an indicator light here. And I think you can probably hear this. That Keep Cool technology fan is doing the Keep Cool thing. When this is fully charged, we're gonna go blow some stuff. Now it's fully charged. You can tell that the light's not on there. The 2 lights are illuminated there. Nothing's flashing, and the fan is off. That is a fully charged Ego battery ready to go. So let's slap it on the blower and get blowing. Now there's about 20 seconds of assembly required. We gotta put this thing together. The nozzle has to fit on the machine and then the battery has to go in there. And if you wanna use the strap, well, there's the strap. So the nozzle, we've got the green arrow needs to point towards what you're blowing at. And it lines up right here with that thing. So just snap it on like that. And now your blower is set up without a nozzle. You could blow like that. So now it's time to put the battery on there. And these just slide right on and then click in. You can see it's got rails right there. And then there's a little clip right here that's going to click. You'll hear it and you'll see it. There you go. Let's use this nozzle first. The nozzles go on pretty much the same way that this thing goes on. They've got a little clip that goes over a little lip like that. Clicks in. And if you're looking to use this thing, I'm probably going to use it because I test fitted it. And it's nice not to have to hold on to something that's got as much power as this claims to have because it's going to blow your arm back and that can get a little tiresome on the shoulder. So this is the straps clip and then this is the blower's clip and they just kind of match up. You can slide them in there. I managed to do it earlier just like that. Or you could push the clip and probably get it in there easier. My advice with adjusting the strap, this is what worked for me. I lengthened it to the point where the trigger was basically right where my hand rests, so I could just hold it down here and blow all day. This isn't just a cheap strap, this has got a lot of padding in it right here too, so that's a nice thought by Ego there. Quick overview of the operation. You've got your trigger down here and it's variable speed, meaning the more you push it, the faster this is gonna go. It's also got something called speed lock on it, or kind of what you'd consider cruise control. So you get it to the speed you want it, you press that button and it's gonna lock you on that speed. This is your indicator for the battery and the speed that's happening, and then this is a turbo button. You hold that turbo button down and it's gonna unleash the full power of this Ego machine. Let's give this thing a shot. And a quick warning, by the end of this video, you are going to be impressed at how much this thing can blow. And if you're impressed enough to actually want one, this Ego model is exclusively available only at Lowe's. I'll put links in the description for the best prices on these, and I will also tag them in the YouTube product section so you don't even have to leave your screen to go shopping. We're gonna start off testing this with the leaves and the pine needles and stuff that most people would run into in their yard. But we're gonna get progressively crazier with what we try to blow with this blower. When the leaves stick inside the trees and bushes like that, it's really hard to get out. You gotta do it by hand. A rake just won't do it, but I'm gonna try this blower. Let's see if it can do it. You'll see in just a couple seconds, this starts blowing all the leaves out of this bush, and you can, there's actually a stump under there that all this stuff is growing out of. That's an oak tree, holy cow. Next up, let's try it on these leaves that have just been sitting here all winter. They are wet and piled up in layers, and I'm already down to the bare ground here. Let me show you how thick these leaves are. These have been sitting there all fall, all winter, and now it's the beginning of spring. Check out how many leaves there are and how wet this is. It's almost like mulch. So what about dirt, sand, sticks, pine needles, stuff you might have on your deck? Well, yeah, this is no match for that. Check it out. It is blowing sand probably 15 feet off camera. Here's a small pile I raked up of pretty much everything that happens in my yard. It's sticks, it's acorns, it's leaves, it's bark like that. Watch how fast this would be if I just used a blower instead. Holy cow, yeah, I'm no longer raking. I'm retiring the rake forever. If it can blow acorns and sticks, it can probably blow rocks, right? A lot of people get rocks in their yard or rocks on their deck. Check this out. Gone. Those are pretty decent-sized rocks. This is about 4 inches deep of pea gravel. Check this out. It just blows a hole all the way down to the tarp like the rocks don't even exist. How about the rocks that the county piles up with their snow plows every year at the end of my driveway? Well, they're huge gravel chunks, and guess what? I don't have to shovel them away anymore. I can just blow them to the side of the road. And these are no joke. Look at the size of these things. They're real rocks, folks. There's a spot next to my house that always collects leaves, and you'll see some of these bigger rocks actually start moving. I have to put this thing on lower power in just a second. But we are going to test out, like, how big of a rock can this thing blow? Well, here's a good test. Here's kind of a palm-sized, irregular-shaped rock, and let's see if this thing can do it. Oh, look at her go! Look at her go! And this is on uneven ground. These patio things are not level anymore. Look at that thing! Holy cow! Quick teaser, we will test it on water in a second, but first, this long grass that folds over and dies in the fall and then all the leaves get stuck in it, it's almost impossible to even rake. And every blower I've had in the past wasn't strong enough to blow the leaves out of this stuff. I just had to mow it all over. So with about zero effort on my part, I've got that area cleared in about 10 seconds. Woo, that's a win. Here's some outdoor steps that lead to the lake, and honestly, through the winter, they get real nasty, so you gotta blow them off, and just a couple seconds later, you're gonna see how fast this goes. Wow, look at that stick that just rolled off of there. And to try to do this by hand, you're gonna have to have a shovel, a rake, and a bag, and all that. This is just a blower, and it's working great. Look at that. Look, these leaves haven't moved in probably years. 10 seconds of work, look at that. So here's a distance test. I'm about 20 feet away from the other side of that I'm pointing at right now. Across the street. Look at that. It's got enough power to blow the leaves that are across the street over that hill. And there's some wet leaves. I'll blow those over the hill too. Look at that. It's taking dirt up with it. Woo-hoo-hoo! The leaves on the side of this driveway are stuck there from months of getting run over by cars in the winter and my snowblower just tracking over them. They are nasty leaves. They stink, they're so nasty, but look it. They are running away from this Ego blower like they're being chased by the boogeyman. There are multiple reasons you'd want to blow water, and I'm going to show you a couple of them. We're going to test this out. So let's make a puddle. My garage floods a lot, so if there's water standing in front of the door, I got to blow it away, and this is going to blow it away. Look at that. Can it blast water out of a half-full bucket? Yeah, it can. Watch. Whoa! A lot of people like drying their car after washing it with a blower. Will this one work? Yeah, I bet it will, because it's been blowing water like crazy. So let's give it a quick little bath and try this thing out. It is blasting that water off of there. This car is going to be dry in just a couple seconds. It'd also be a good idea to use your blower on your siding after your power wash, because when all that stuff drips and dries, it looks like this, worse than you started. Grab a blower. Here's a heavy-duty test. Can it blow the lake backward? And the current's coming at me. And, well, look at that. Would you actually blow the lake? No, but this shows you how you could fight a flood coming at you. I can manage to push. a lake backward. Nature is no match for the Ego 880. Woo! Got some beautiful myrtle ground cover, but it's gonna get choked out if I don't get those leaves off of it before the sun starts coming out for the year. And look at this, I can just blow this whole area and I'm gonna have the myrtle nice and sunbathing in just a couple of minutes. While I was blowing the myrtle, I came across this brick, and, well, here comes a power test. Let's see, can it blow a brick? Yeah, it's a real brick, okay? It does have a crack in it, but whatever. Yep, brick be gone. That turbo button is really nice. It adds a significant amount of force to the blower, but it also takes away quite a bit of battery. So if you're only blowing dry leaves, you really don't need the turbo button, and you can save quite a bit of battery. But if you're blowing leaves out of things that hook leaves, like this myrtle down here, that hooks also a bunch of pine needles like that, every now and again, it's really nice to whack that turbo button. Whack, whack, whack. So after blowing a lot of stuff, the battery finally started cutting out on me when I was pulling the trigger, which is the physical indicator, and then there's a light indicator down here to let you know, hey, you gotta go throw this thing on the charger. If the battery's not on the tool, you just gotta press that button right there, and it'll tell you how much juice you got. My other battery has 4 to 5 bars. That's enough to go blow. Let's blow some trash. Now, you might be thinking, why are you gonna blow trash? And, why would you blow it in a bag? Well, don't worry, I'm gonna take it out of the bag. The reason you would blow trash with a blower is because if you've ever seen people clean up major events like concerts and festivals and such, there is trash everywhere. And it's a mixture of random stuff like bottles, cans, beach balls, cardboard, who knows what. I think there's a dog food scoop in this one. So without further ado, let's do the old dump and blow. Here we go. So if you've ever seen the aftermath of a large event or maybe some dumpster disaster, there's gonna be trash literally everywhere as far as the eye can see. In order to get that trash where you need it, well, you can either pick it all up one by one or just blast it with the Ego blower. Look at that, cans, bottles. Looks like there's dog toys, human toys, maybe there's a funnel in there. You don't wanna know what people use funnels for at concerts, honestly. Cardboard, all that stuff. Just blow it to where you need it and then put it in the dumpster. It's that easy. So now that you've seen me blow a lot of things with this Ego 880 handheld blower, what are my thoughts about it? Honestly, it blows so good I'm never going back to gas, that's for sure. Here's some top reasons that I prefer this over gas. You never have to pull start it. I have an old shoulder injury, so pull starting things isn't as easy as it used to be. You'll never have to worry about fuel or oil. If you've ever run out of either of those or spilled them in your car along the way, you know why that stinks. Quieter than gas. This only makes noise when you pull the trigger. It's not rumbling the whole time. Less vibration than gas. And if you're blowing for hours, that's a big deal. In a big honorable mention, you're not gonna smell like the fumes of a 2-stroke motor. Why would you wanna go with the 880? Well, if you've got big debris that you wanna blow around, this is the one that's gonna do it. If you've just got regular homeowner leaves, then maybe the 880 is overkill. I became a big fan of the padded strap. Here's why. Reason number one, when you're actually using it, if you got it strapped correctly, you really don't take any of the force of the machine blowing against your wrist. And you can even set it to where it's basically weightless too. And if you're blowing for a long time, your arm and your wrist might get tired, so the strap really helps out. Reason number two, I love the strap. I've got a large property, so a lot of the time I'm walking in between projects, and I don't want to have to carry it. It's a lot easier just to have it strapped to you, and then you've got your 2 hands free to do whatever else you need. Kudos to the Ego Ergonomic and Design team. I've got to point something out real quick. It has like a perfect balance to it, which if you're blowing all day, sometimes your wrist gets tired because you've got to cock the thing all weird based on how the machine makes you hold it. This one has an ergonomic grip. There's kind of like a dip right here where your finger is going to rest, and then your trigger finger goes up here. And watch the balance here. Even without the strap on it, if you're walking around, it's kind of got this perfect balance to it. And I've had some blowers where they almost want to point themselves upward, which makes it tough because then you're fighting it all day, pointing it downward. So does the Ego 880 live up to its hype? Absolutely. You saw me blowing a whole bunch of stuff. It's crazy what this thing was blowing around. I can confidently say that any homeowner, DIY guy, contractor, festival cleaner, whatever, you're gonna enjoy this. This blower is only available at Lowe's, and to get the best price on it, I actually worked with Lowe's on this deal. There's 2 ways to go about it. Old school style, down in the description, I will leave some links that will take you directly to Lowe's.com. Or you can shop from right here as the video is playing. In the lower left-hand corner of your screen, there's a little product tag that should pop up. You might have to wiggle your mouse or tap the screen if you're on a phone, but that'll let you shop and check the price on this kit right from here, right now. And heads up on the price, the batteries alone, if you buy them separately, are about $250 each. The whole kit, when I got it, $399. Now get out there and start blowing. But wait, there's more. Ego makes a lot more stuff. Check this out. I was so impressed with that Ego blower, I decided to go to Lowe's to shop more Ego. All right, back to the blower aisle. There are just so many blowers. Check these things out. And there's a backpack one. We'll check that out in a minute. There's chainsaws. There's your fans, spreaders, sprayers. Whoa, let's go back to that. Was that a dirt bike? What is that thing? Here's a wall of mowers. All right, some push and self-propelled mowers. There was this. A trimmer deal. Okay, that's a heck of a deal. Over here, you get a free battery if you get the mower. That's pretty helpful. What is this one up here? A couple more freebies. Another free battery if you get the combo trimmer and blower. So you can be blowing and trimming with a free battery. That's really nice. Oh, maybe I should have got that deal. Well, here's some more mowers. Oh, these are pretty powerful. Exceeds the power of gas, it says, and they've got a decent runtime. Wow, all right. I think that's a competitive price to gas models. If you're the guy that needs the biggest, baddest, bestest, well, here's your biggest, baddest, bestest ego mower. Back to the wall of blowers. I want to show you the prices on some of their entry-level models. Check this out. You can get into the game for $179. Now, that's a great deal. You get a battery and a charger with your blower. Woo! Here's the fastest, most CFM one they do, and that's the one I tested earlier. It's got 200 miles per hour of speed coming out of there, 90 minutes of runtime, and this is the other one I considered. It's the backpack, but it's not as fast, and it doesn't have as many CFMs. In fact, it's 10% less powerful, and it's much bigger. So I grabbed this one, which is much smaller, and it's faster. And it's cheaper, and it came with 2 batteries, so I figured, hey, this is the one. I think I'm an egomaniac now. I love the blower that I got, and I'm probably going to pick up some other stuff. If you had your choice, what would you be getting today?